Hello. Good evening. Good evening. How are you guys doing tonight? And what are you reading? That's the biggest question. I am kind of set up differently than last time because Cody is going to try and actually go to bed at a reasonable time, which means he won't be sitting next to me, just piping in whenever he feels the need to. So I felt like it was my wifely duty to at least not have him just sleeping in the background. But luckily, he can sleep through anything, and I am able to do this live stream and talk to you guys, and it doesn't bother him, that's nice. It's really nice. Hi, Laura. What are you reading tonight, Laura? Hi, Leandra. For those that don't know, Leandra is helping us out with the Mystery and Mayhem readathon. She is actually going to be teaming up with Heather for our masterminds, which is perfect because she is just, she's a little devil. I love it. Hey, Maddie, I've decided to unwind for an early night but I'm reading Annihilation tonight. I don't know what that one is, but everything that you have recommended, I've always pretty much thoroughly enjoyed. So I think that that's one that I would probably really enjoy as well. Hi, Mom. Wheel of Time, book 11. I know. And I forgot to tell Cody that you had told me that you were on book 11. Cody said you do not have to rub that in. So, wow, book 11. She has been making her way through that over the last couple of months. Hi, Hannah. You're starting Dear Henry, Love Edith tonight? I don't know that one either, but I'm sure you're going to end up sharing about it on something, and it's going to be added to my TBR, as is most things that any of you guys recommend or talk about. Hannah is also one of the leaders for the Mystery and Mayhem. She is leading the Lassies with Sam and is doing an incredible job, which also, if you're not involved in that, just know that tonight some of them are going to be asking questions because I gave them a little bit of a riddle to begin already, just to give them a couple of extra points. So I'll be trying to answer those. Hi, Annie. You are reading From This Moment by Gabrielle Mayer. Okay, I do know that one. Not a ton, but I have looked at it over and over again, and I always forget what it's about. But every time I look at it, of course, I think of the song From This Moment. And that's the only part of the song I actually know. So, yes, go Team Masterminds. I'm excited to see what kind of mayhem you guys cause, for sure. You're starting The Magnolia Palace by Fiona Davis. Okay, I don't know that one either. I thought you were going to talk about Magnolia Parks, which is one that I'm really wanting to get into, but I'm also determined to have, I think it's the UK version or the cover, because I really like those covers way more than the ones with the girls and their heels and stuff. I don't like those ones. Hi, Sonia. Hello there, new to your channel. Came from my fellow YouTuber, Amy Marie's channel. I love Amy Marie. She is also a leader for our Mystery and Mayhem readathon, and I have loved getting to know her. I've loved getting to know all of you guys. And Sonia, you did just join today, and so I'm very excited to get to know you as well.
Hi, Sonia with an I.
That would be my husband, for those just jumping on. Chris Wildfire, hello, everyone. Hopefully this will end up being one I recommend too. Well, we'll know one way or another, which is nice. Hi, Laura. You're reading The Housekeepers by Alex A. Okay, so have you read? We read The Housemaid. A lot of people have by Frida McFadden, but have you read the one by? Oh, what was her name? Sarah. Oh my goodness, what's her name? Denzel. Denzel, something like that. Have any of you guys read that one? I need to know right away. Right away. Because that one was so good. Yes, Team Masterminds. We have a lot of you guys, which is, I honestly did not expect there to be as many of you guys in Masterminds because I didn't know that there'd be that many people who were okay with like the, the idea that y'all are the ones creating murders and stuff. But here we are. Hi, Amy Marie. You're jumping on. And she's saying hello to Sonia. They're on the same team now, I believe. Shan, I'm reading How to End a Love Story. Oh, I want to read that one. It is on my list. I do not own it yet, shockingly, because I own so many books. But I don't own that one yet, and I do. And I want to read it. So you have to tell me what you think about it. Yes, you joined Team Sleuths. That's right, because you came from Amy's channel. Amy just posted a video today, and she talks about all of the books that she's planning on reading for the readathon, and it was wonderful because of the fact that she had so many good books on there, and so many that I've never heard of. But I did hear, of course, of Pride and Premeditation, because she mentioned that is one of my favorites, and it is. And even if you're not on the Sleuths team, you should read that book because it's really, really good. Carla. Oh, it just disappeared. There we go. Carla, you're reading Into the Heartless Wood. I have that book, and I am so excited to read it because, they're tree sirens. That's fascinating to me. I love books that have to do with sirens. To Kill a Kingdom is one of my favorite books as well. It's not like top 10, but it's a good book that I really, really enjoyed. How many times can I reiterate the same word in one sentence? My goodness. Yours isn't a mystery or thriller, but thought loud, I need to finish it before starting my next week. Yeah, so I had an issue this month where I have started multiple books and I have not finished any of them, which is an issue. I did just finish a book today, though, and I'll tell you guys about it in a second. You're unbelievably excited. Go Sleuths. Yes. Hannah. They're coming for those masterminds. It could happen. Hello, you were reading an ARC Spirits and Sirens tonight. Oh, that sounds good. Hoping to finish it tonight or tomorrow so I can read The Women since my audio hold just came through. Oh, that is exciting. That is also a book that I really want to read, but now I'm very intrigued by the Spirits and Sirens. So you need to let us all know what you think on that one. Oh, and then Hannah says, hi, Cody. And then Cody says, hi there, Hannah.
No, I did not. I said, hello.
He said, hello there. Oh, my goodness. He's always just that, like...
Does anybody have the reference? Somebody tell me what the reference is. Somebody, please.
I don't know if y'all can even hear him. You probably can. Also, if you guys have your questions for the readathon, go ahead and start asking them, and I will start answering them for y'all.
I think your mom knows the reference for sure.
Maybe. So, Chris, you're reading The Reappearance of Rachel Price. Not sure about it. Slow so far, but it is 17 hours. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I actually read that one last week, and I loved that book. It is slow going at the beginning, but then once it picks up, it stays that way for the rest of the book. I thoroughly enjoyed that one, so I hope that you will stick it out and that you will end up loving it just as much as I did. It was one, it wasn't necessarily a 5-star read, but it was definitely like a 4.5 for me. And hi, Susan. Good evening. Good evening. Andrew says these riddles have been so creative. They are really making me think. Well, good. Part of me is like, am I actually doing this book any service? You guys will have to let me know once we figure out what that book is. Mom, I've been listening to How Should We Then Live by Francis Schaeffer, but I'm thinking I'm going to need a physical book for it. So much to take in. Yeah, you were telling me about that one. And someone else we were talking to had read that one, and I'm interested in it. I like to read all the books that you read. Spirits and Sirens is a sapphic romance, and for the most part, it is good, but it has a lot of pandemic references in it, which I don't like, so that knocks down the rating for me. Yeah, I don't love a lot of books that really revolve around the pandemic. I don't know. I'm just kind of like, we had to live it. I don't really want to have to read about it. Annie, that was me last month. I had 6 books started, and I just now finished 3 of them. Man, I can be really good at just reading the book that I'm on and sticking to it until the end. But there are sometimes, like recently, I started The Adventures of Amina Safaraf. Oh my goodness, Amina Al-Sarafi, that's what it is. And then I also started Wretched Water Park, and I have not finished either of those because I just got really bored with both of them, I guess. I don't know, which sounds bad, but also I knew that I had to be able to focus whenever I'm reading either of those, and I have not had the time to just sit and focus. So I had to do an audiobook just so I could get through all those, or get through another book. You're finishing the arc of When Hope Sank, Christian historical fiction set during the end of the Civil War. Okay, so that sounds like one that I would love, and my friend Donna would absolutely love that too. She's obsessed with anything in the Civil Wars. Speaking of Donna, you just finished Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands. I am so jealous of you because you read my book before I read my book, and I guess that's just how it's going to be, but that's fine. I know that you loved it because we both loved Emily Wilde so much. So I'm sure that we would love that one as well. You're going to listen to Family Shepherds by Voda Bacham. That's a good one. I have read that many years ago. I really liked it. Yeah. I think that's when I read it, was when it came out.
Many years ago?
That's 4 years. We didn't have a baby then. Now we do. So for the riddle, can you share the book's genre? Is it about someone who is adopted? Okay, so I can answer both of those. The genre is historical fiction. And there is a mystery aspect to it, which is why I would consider it also to be in the mystery category. And then, is it about someone who is adopted? Yes. Good job. Good job. Cody, Mom says, let me know what you think of it. I haven't read that one yet. Is that his new one? He said that was the one that came out in 2020. In case you didn't just hear our little argument. For the readathon, my first book, I think, will be The Inheritance Gifts. I was thinking that the other day about how perfect that actually would be, because I don't know anything about it. I've never read it, but the cover itself, I thought that was perfect for the sleuths. So I think that's a good place to start. And then Cody is answering. This thing's slow, sorry. You don't have time this month to do the Mayhem Readathon Challenge, but I hope everyone has fun. I'm just here to hang out, chat, and get some mystery thriller suggestions. Well, that's okay. Absolutely. I totally understand. There are so many readathons happening this month that I wanted to be a part of, and I knew that I would mentally lose my mind if I just went willy-nilly and signed up for all of them. So I absolutely get that. Just plan. We're going to hopefully do this again next year, so plan and you can come and join us then. But absolutely get all the recommendations that you possibly can here, because this is where I find a lot of books that are going to go on my TBR. Yes, let us know if the book is as good as it sounds. Absolutely. Yes, my husband and I are reading Family Driven Faith. That's a really, really good one. I did a book study on that one with some friends, and I really liked it. Oh, great. I need a good read last month's was so. Man, I hate that. I always hate whenever you devote all this time and the book's just like, meh. I've had many of those. We do thoroughly enjoy Fody. We have seen him in person 2 times, and he's a beast. That is so true. And whenever I was pregnant with Piper, she was obsessed with him. She would constantly flip all over the place. Okay, so you have 2 questions that start off. Is it a newer book? And is it a well-known book/author? Okay, so here is the thing with that. I do not remember when it came out. Let me check that real fast.
There, let me move so I don't see. Sorry.
Making sure it's not sharing my screen, because that would be awkward. Okay. It is not a newer book. It came out in 2010, so it's quite old.
See, you said that about a 4-year-old book.
Okay. Anyways, and is it well-known book/author? I don't. Okay, it is a well-known book, but I wouldn't say that it's necessarily one that had all of the hype when it first came out. It's one that over the last couple of years, it's gotten bigger. And then I haven't really seen a ton of people talk about it recently, which is not helping you at all. And it is a book that you probably would find at a thrift store. So a lot of people bought it. So it was popular, well-known. I'm not necessarily sure that the author's done anything other than this. So I don't know much else beyond that. I'm sorry. You see, as I've seen him once. Yeah, we loved him. We love him. Have you read the book? And did you finish the book? And are you going to share your read list? Okay, so listen, Cody, you can't ask 3 questions when your team's only allowed 5.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I've already asked 2.
Then don't
That's
answer
okay.
any
No,
of them.
I don't mind. I don't mind. Yes, I have read the book. I did finish the book. And am I going to share my read list? Well, you guys can all find it on well, see, I had never, whenever I read this book, I didn't share it on anything, I don't believe, because I didn't have my booktube at that time, and I also didn't have like Goodreads or Storygraph or anything like that. But I can say that even though it is not on those, it is mentioned in one of my videos. Your husband pulled all the white cover books off the shelf so I could plan my TBR for the Mayhem. That is awesome. Do you have your TBR figured out like completely, or are you still working through that? Because I think that's awesome. And you can also do like cream colors if that helps you at all. I know that I don't particularly have a ton of white covers that would fit into this genre, but I do have cream covers, and that's fine for me. Yep. Historical nonfiction is my fave. That is very true. Yes. So wait, Cody, you're participating and you're not on the Lassies. That is true. That is, yeah, honestly, I asked him, didn't I ask you to be in the sleuths? Because the sleuths have the least amount of people, and I wanted to try and, get a couple more in there. So, yeah, he's in there. And is it the Bible? No, because it was not. That came out a little bit before 2010. But that's a good guess. He's a winner. Yeah. Yeah. Well, is it in the Bible? No. Oh, did you say is it in the Bible? No, it says is it the Bible? The Bible. I'll put that back up there. There you go. I hope that maybe you guys are starting to figure it out. I'm wondering if I should give more hints. But if you think about, it is mentioned in one of my videos. Hannah, yeah, that's probably true. We're going to spend all these sprints watching all your videos. Yep, that's true. That's okay. As long as you're being productive in some way. So, yeah, it's in a video. The cover it will qualify for every team because it has everything that each team needs on the same cover. I can say there are 2 different versions of the cover, and only one of them actually qualifies. It was written in 2010. It is a historical fiction. And then there is adoption in it. So I don't know if that's going to help narrow it down. And I see you guys chit-chatting on Discord, but just know I can't really pay attention right now. So you're still working on it. You're anticipating mood reads and putting in library holds based on hosts' favorites. That's a good idea. Yeah, and if you guys need help trying to figure out what books to read for your groups, feel free to also put those in on the Discord and ask, and I will let you know, like, yes, this is one of my favorites, or I can even just tell you guys, like I've said before, Tress is a great one if you're on the Sleuths, even if you're not on the Sleuths, but that gives the Sleuths a lot of points. Let me think, what's a blue cover? A blue cover. I did just read Ghosts of Tupelo Landing. Where is it? There you go. This would be a great one if you are on the Lassies. And it also, what do y'all? So you'll have to have people, right? No. We have nature, people. Why am I forgetting? Oh, an object. Yeah, so you have a house there. You have lights, streamer stuff. This would qualify. And that would get you guys a lot of points. And then a white one. No, that's not white. I'm like looking at my shelf over here, even though I don't have a lot of. Oh, this would be a good one. It's actually technically yellow, but I would consider it white because, like I said, cream. This would be a great one if you are on the, let me see, that would be the Masterminds. But it doesn't have a person on it, but it does get you extra points because it is one of my favorites. So, there you guys go. The Forgotten Garden. Is that one that you're reading right now? Or is that one that you're, or is this a guess? Is that a guess? Laura sent in a guess in our chat, and it's a really good guess. Okay. Do you want me to go check it without letting everyone know? It's in your glasses. Okay, so. Oh, that is a good guess. That is not it, but that is a really good guess. That is actually a very good guess. It's not it, but man, I should have thought about that one actually. Okay, so Forgotten Garden was a guess, and that is not it. I'm gonna have to like read all y'all stuff when I can. Yeah, I can't go back and forth. My mind just doesn't function like that sometimes. Especially today. I'm just tired. I spent all day. It felt like I spent all day in the kitchen because I made some, I did some like whipped tallow lotion, and then I made bread. I made a video, or I worked on a baked good for a video tomorrow, and I'm just tired. I am ready to read, man. Although I did finish an amazing book today. Is there a romantic element to the book? Okay, I would say yes, but I would not necessarily qualify the book as like a romance book, if that makes sense. So it's a part of it, but it's not the entirety of the story. So not tallow, Tallow, Tallow. It is something that my friend Donna got me hooked on, and I have, I deal with eczema really bad, especially since I had Piper. And so I need things that are as natural as possible. And so tallow actually comes from, what is it, beef bones? Or just like beef in general. It's like beef fat. Yeah. And then it sounds disgusting, but then you whip it up and you like add essential oils in it. That way you're not walking around smelling like meat. And you use it, and it is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And as someone who also deals with dry skin, I love it. I love it. You know, hold on. I just saw this one. Yes, beef fat. Thank you, Donna. Is it set during a war? That is a really good question. Because to be honest, okay, so here's the thing. It is not set in a very short amount of time. It is set over a wide lifetime. So there is a war element to it, but it is not the main focus either. Hope that helps us so well. I feel like I'm being really vague, and I'm trying to not be vague, but I'm also trying to not tell you exactly what it is. And you're welcome for the clarification. Are you guys just wanting to ask more questions? I'm reading y'all stuff, and you guys are cracking me up. I love it. If you guys are not involved in the Mystery and Mayhem readathon and you don't know what's going on currently, I put up these riddles that each team has the ability to try and figure out what book I am talking about. And if they figure out the book, then they get 50 points already. And so I gave them riddles today or yesterday, and I gave them riddles on Sunday. So they've been trying to figure it out since then. And so that's currently what they're doing. And that may not be entertaining for any of you guys who are not a part of that. And I'm sorry. But is it The Light Between Oceans? No. But I literally just started thinking about that book yesterday. I haven't read it yet, but I'm pretty sure, Donna, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure that's the book I got you for Christmas. What do you mean?
It's dangerous to do that, so YouTube right. Everybody can read it.
Well, okay. If you guys ask it on here and I tell you that that is it, then just know that that means your team automatically won. You don't have to do it through the Discord. Yeah, Donna, my stand mixer only works on high. It's true. So I'm happy to find something I can use it for. It's literally it, because she's like, I can't make bread, otherwise I'm just going to beat my bread to death. But it is not Percy Jackson, guys. Okay, do we have any more questions before we start our first sprint, which will allow you guys as well to go watch videos if you need to try and crack this case? Because if we crack this one, I can do another one. I'm probably going to give, it's like we've been going for about 26 and a half minutes, and I'll probably do it until 8 o'clock my time, so 9 o'clock some of y'all's time. Is it Room? No, it is not. No, that's a good guess, though. I actually don't know much about that book. Is there a cooking, baking element to this or to the book? Because I know that I said read and bake, but that's because our little ambiance is going to be in a cozy little kitchen, which makes me really excited. If you were talking about the book, yes. But, okay. How do I explain that one? Yes, but it's not necessarily, it's also not the main focus. It is, the focus is where the cooking's done. The help. That is a great question. That is not it, but that is a really good guess. It is the kitchen house. Good job. Y'all figured it out. It is the kitchen house. So if you watch one of my old videos, I think it was the first video I ever did, it actually, I talk about the second book in it, but I mention how much I loved the first one. The Kitchen House is a phenomenal book. It is about a girl who is from Ireland, and she is brought over, and while she's brought over here, her parents die. And so then the captain of the ship then takes her on and basically makes her into a slave at the house. So she is a white woman in a slave environment and is, you know, kind of pushed off because of that, but then she becomes part of the family. So there's the adopted side of the family. It is the first book of a series, but the second book does not necessarily have to be read, and it isn't necessarily a series. It is just a side character from the first one and their point of view. So that's why it is a broken chain. That was a very good guess. Good job. The Kitchen House. Yep, Laura said the same thing. That is it. I need to know how you guys figured that out. I'm so proud of you guys. And yes, Donnie, you should have known that because you have my copy of the book, if I'm not mistaken. And I told you you need to read it. Yeah, beat you just by a couple seconds. I know. I saw yours come in right away, and it's like, dang, Chris got there first. Way too. I think you meant to say go, but yeah, that is such a good book. Such a hard. Yes, it was one. Oh my goodness, I cried during it because when I read books like that, I remember that this stuff actually happened. Whether or not it was a like fiction or non-fictional book, the reality is that this was written about a time where this stuff did happen, and oh, it was such a great book. I highly recommend it. Hint, hint. Good job. Yes, such good job, guys. Way to go. And Chris, remind me what team you're on. Aren't you on the sleuths?
No.
Oh, you're not on the sleuths. Dang it. Yay. Thanks, Amy Marie. Okay, so you must be on the sleuths.
Yes.
So the sleuths now have 50 points starting off. Good job.
You're on here.
Good job. I am so proud of you guys. Only took 3 days. I'm
We
just
are
kidding. I'm just
awesome.
kidding. Well, if you guys want, I can do another one of those to try and get some more points for everybody. That was super fun. And it is perfect time for us to now get into our reading. Now that we're all, jazzed up for this, we can actually start reading. It was one of the first books I reviewed on my books program. Well, there you go. I love that. I love that. It was one of the first books that I read that really got me back into reading, because I started realizing just how wonderful books could be. So I love it. Well, guys, good job. Good job. We're going to go ahead and get started, and we're going to just do a 45 minutes. So we'll come back. We're going to come back on the 45, and yeah, hopefully we'll get some good reading in, and then we can chit chat some more, and we can figure out, if you guys want to do another one of those fun riddles and sleuths. I'm so proud of you guys. Good job. Good job. Can you do another book that I wrote you? Yeah, well, yes, we could do that. It was really hard because I kept thinking I have this book and I couldn't find it anywhere. And I realized, oh wait, Donna has it. So anyways. All right, well, we are going to come back on the 45, and if I end up having a commercial in my ambiance, I'm super sorry. Just know, I'm sorry. So let's get that going. Hello, welcome back. How was that sprint for you guys? Let me see. I got like 75 pages read, I think, which of course I'm doing tandem. So I'm listening to the audiobook and reading, and I'm doing Light Lark, which has been good. It's definitely different, and I realized when I first started reading the book that I was going a bit too quick because there was a lot of like world building that was happening, and I was having a hard time trying to figure out what was going on because I was just going too quick. So I had to slow it down and really let the world develop. And now it's really good. Laura, beautiful ambiance room. Do you have a link for it? Yes. Let me snag that for you. I'm going to just post it in the comments. There you go. That will be your link for if you want the cute kitchen that we've been doing. You're making a homemade Caesar dressing for a chicken Caesar salad, but still listening. Oh my goodness. I have never made homemade Caesar dressing because I have tried to make like ranch and I've tried to make, what's the other thing, mayo, and those never turned out good. Cody can make ranch, but I can't. I also can't seem to hard boil eggs. I'm like, I could cook all sorts of things, but hard boiled eggs get me. You're at about 8% of your arc, but do you enjoy it? Still, like, it sounded cool. It sounded like a good arc. You just never know. I know that there were 2 arcs that I read not too long ago, and I couldn't finish either of them, and I felt terrible. They just weren't good. You got a chapter read, your littles needed attention, so I had to put the book down. I get that. I truly do. That's why I do this sprint later in the evening, because we put Piper down at 7:30, so this way Cody puts her down, I'm able to jump on here and get this stuff started. But I wouldn't be able to do this during the day if I had Piper. It makes it really hard. Was a little distracted by the dog, but still managed 48 pages that sprint. Hey, that's good. That's really good. We have, our dogs are constantly doing stuff. Hi, Victor. You're welcome. I'm not really sure what you said thanks for, but you're very welcome for it.
Did he actually say something?
He said thanks, yeah. You getting a little reading done. You're about to go to bed. Love the ambience. Well, thank you. I love using these. I use them for myself a lot just to kind of give me, something different. But I'm going to try and like mix it up every week. That way we're not always like in the fantasy world. Although this kitchen looks like it could be from The Hobbit. Let me know what you think about that. You're very welcome for the link. Hopefully it works for you. If it doesn't, let me know, and I'll try and get it to you in a different way. You made cauliflower leek soup for dinner, and it's blowing my mind. You were talking about that when we saw you last, and I can't act like I'm not a little disturbed by that. It just doesn't sound good, but if you say it's good, then I trust it. So maybe I'll have to make some. You only read 15 pages. Yeah. This is a slow-paced book, so I'm going to start something else and jump between the two. Yeah, sometimes that's what I have to do just so I can get through those slower books, which I used to be really bad about starting multiple books and then reading all of them, at the same time. And I would very rarely only have one book going at a time, but then I would lose track of where I was at, or I'd forget what was going on in one of them, or I just had no desire to finish all these books because then I became overwhelmed. So I learned it's probably best for me to just stick with one book at a time. It's been a fast read so far, so not horrible. Again, just not liking the pandemic references. Yeah. I just read a book. that they made mention of the pandemic. Oh, I think it was the reappearance of Rachel Price. I'm pretty sure they make a mention of that in there. And it was interesting to me because that was one of the first times where it was specifically talking and it specifically said COVID. So that was interesting to me. It wasn't like a huge part of it. It was just like a snippet. And that was fine. But I don't think I would have enjoyed if it went on more than that. Hannah, you got 40 pages that sprint, getting a little sleepy. Today was field day and I'm wiped. Man, I remember field day. I've never worked a field day, but I remember going to them when I was younger, and they were the best days. But I was exhausted, so I can only imagine how tiring that would be as the teacher. So, girl, I'm just impressed that you're slept because you're also an hour like past where we are. So it's like what, 9 something there now? I have a lot of, yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock there. You should go to bed. So I want to tell you guys real quick about a book that I randomly picked up. It was just a audiobook, and it was, I guess like my library recommended it or something. I'm not really sure how I ended up with it, but I ended up with it anyways. And it is called The Library of Borrowed Hearts. No. Yes. If you have read that, let me know. I loved that book. I am not a romance person. I will read them, but they're not something that I search out for. And I like, if I do read them, I like the whole grumpy sunshine. And that's what was happening here, except for what was so fascinating was that they made the grumpy person, of course, like your older man or whatnot. But like the thing that made him come out of his shell was not what you were expecting. And it wasn't necessarily a love interest. It was so good. It was about this girl who was a librarian. She's in her early 20s. I want to say like 24. And she came across this book that was a really old first edition of a book that she knew was worth a lot of money. And she notices that there's writing in this book. And so she starts reading the writing and she realizes, oh, wait, there's 2 different people talking or writing in this book. And then that they correspond with each other. So she realized that this was a note that people were like, somebody was using this book as a note to each other. And then it mentions how she needs to then find this next book. And that continues on this whole love letter. And so you're going back in time with the note that is left in these books. And then you're also following the current time with her trying to figure out this whole mystery. And there's like, I mean, I don't even know how to explain all the different stuff because there's like a murder mystery that happens. There's that element to it, but then there's also the element of like found family. There's the element of her, the girl has her siblings that she's really close to and she's taking care of. So you have that side of it. It was just such a good book. It was so wholesome. I loved it, loved it, loved it. As soon as I finished it, I was over there just grinning and I texted Cody and was like, this is now at the top of your TBR because it is so good. So if you like romance books that I mean are like kind of hallmarky but not, you know, a little bit more depth than that, and you like ones that have to do with family and you like books about books, like the amount of amazing quotes in this book, I was shocked because the author quoted from other books and those quotes were amazing, but then the quotes in and of themselves within the book, oh, it was so good. It was so good. So if you've never read Library of Borrowed Hearts, you need to add that to the top of your list, just like I made Cody do. Okay, well, let me see. I use my phone as a bookmark when I'm doing stuff like this, which is not a good idea because then I need my phone. Okay, I am going to do one more sprint for sure. I'm kind of hoping that I can actually do enough sprints to finish this book because my audiobook tells me, let me see how much it says I have left. I think it says I have like 2 hours left. And yeah. And so I would really like to try and finish this, but I know I for sure have one more good long sprint left in me. And then I might be beat after that. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. And we'll have to see what you guys want to do as well. So let us okay, we're going to do another one and we're going to come back again on the 45. So that gives us 50 minutes to read, which is a long time. So hopefully we can all get a good chunk of our books finished. Yeah. And if you're going to jump off and go to bed, let us know so I can say goodnight to you. And yeah, so let's get to going. Also, I'm sorry that I literally did not realize that the ambiance sound was going the entire time I was talking earlier until Cody was like, hey, are you listening to this? I'm like, no, it sounds vastly different on my end. So sorry. I will correct that this time. Okay, well, Mom is ready. So that means I think we're ready to go. So let me get this all set up. All right, guys. We had another good little sprint. I am now so close to being done. I'm now on chapter 41, page 292. So I was able to get quite a bit done in just that sprint. And this book is finally starting to get really, really good. I'm very excited to see what happens. Yeah, it's gotten really good. I don't know if has anybody else read Light Lark before? If you have, let me know. Did you guys have a good reading sprint? Anyone else get much reading done? Read another 10%. A little over an hour left, so I'm gonna head to bed and finish it tomorrow. Yeah. I'm like, I really want to finish this book, but I'm also like, you can tell my eyes are starting to get really droopy. I'm getting tired. It's almost 10 o'clock here. I do have to get up when Piper gets up, and lately she's been getting up in the middle of the night and coming and joining us, and then we don't sleep because she doesn't sit still. So we've been running on little sleep. You switched books and was able to finish the other book. So what was the book that you switched to? Because I know you mentioned earlier that you were probably reading both. What was the one? Great sprints tonight. Action finally started in my book. So I got 67 pages that time. That's awesome. Yes. Okay. Were you the one that was reading the the reappearance of Rachel Price? I always get that jumbled up. But you only have 285 out of 357. You literally have less than 100 pages. That's amazing. You just started a book, so you've got several hours to go. Well, what book did you start, Donna? Is it one that you've talked to me about yet? I would just want to know because I'm nosy. Sorry, I had to jump off. I'm back. Danced with the like button, and now choosing a book for middle grade May. Oh, okay. So see, I knew that there was middle grade March, but I didn't know about middle grade May until later, and it just kind of works. I happened to be reading several middle grade books this month. I did not know that it had to do with May. It was for a different readathon. Do you like like I don't know, creepy-ish but funny middle grade books? Not like scary, but spooky or whatever. Because if you do, I got a book for you. I stuck with the first book, The Magnolia Palace. Okay, I read 20 pages, so I hope it picks up soon. Oh man, I don't know anything about that book. I'm gonna have to look it up though. I like anything that has Magnolia in the title. Maybe it's because I'm Southern. I don't know. I love it. Okay, you're the one that's reading Housekeepers. I'm intrigued by the Housekeepers. I looked it up earlier after you had mentioned it because, like I said, I'm interested in the Housemaid and not the Frida McFadden one, which I did enjoy that one a lot. But there is another one by Sarah Denzel that is wild. And so that made me think of that one. So the Housekeepers is now on my TBR, which is, I have a long TBR. You switched to The Great Gatsby, the graphic novel? I was reading from this moment. Wait, I didn't know that they had it as a graphic novel. Man, I might have to pick that one up. I did just read my first graphic novel ever. I've never read one before. I've read comics, but it's not quite the same thing. But I read, I was going to see if I could find it, but I don't know what I did with it. It was Wait Till Helen Comes. That one, it was pretty good. It was creepy. I definitely was, a little like, I kind of kept looking behind me while laying in bed reading. You were accidentally participating. Yep. That's exactly how it was. And that's actually what happened in March. And then I learned that it was middle grade March. And it's like, well, this is perfect because I had randomly got like a big selection of middle grade books. And so I wanted to read them. So that's the only reason why I actually read those then. Not yet. It's called To Russia with Love, a borrow from my mama. It's about a man who smuggled Bibles into Soviet Russia. So captivating. Okay, your mom actually told me about that book. So I'm also intrigued by that one. She talked to me for quite some time about it. And it did sound like it was really, really good book. And it absolutely sounds right up your alley. So I'm not shocked at all that you're reading that. You like some creepy. You're a cozy girly. Give me a cottage and some flowers. Yes. Creepy. I did it way too long, but enjoy humor. Okay. Well, this one. Oh, I just showed it earlier. But have you read this one? Ghosts of Tupelo Landing. This is actually a second one in a series, but I don't remember what the first one is called. And I did not read the first one. I just jumped into this one, and it still was so good. It was a funny, it was just a funny, quirky time. I do prefer me to have like the cottage and flowers and stuff like that as well. Obviously, it's my entire YouTube name, but this one, it was so good. I was actually with Donna, who's on here, and I finished it and I was telling her just how good this was. So add this to your list because if you can read this and listen to the audiobook, it makes it even better because I didn't realize the entire time that I had started reading this until I added in the audio that it's like, oh, wait, these are like Southern. Like this is very, very Southern compared to where I am. And so it just added on a whole other layer of cute, quirky, and hilariousness that I enjoyed. So add it to your list. Everybody needs to, even if you're not reading middle school right now. It is illustrated by A.M. Morton. Okay, someone else just talked to me about an A.M. Morton. I don't remember what it was. But obviously, I need to check this out. Man, I've been missing out on these graphic novels. It's historical fiction. There's supposed to be a mystery aspect, and it jumps 50 years. Oh, okay. That sounds delightful to me. I love mysteries. We all have figured that one out by now. But man, I'm intrigued. That sounds really good. You're pretty open to reading just about anything, though. Yeah, I try to be the same way because sometimes a book might be in a specific genre, but in reality, like it fits in a lot of different ones. And sometimes there's a book in a genre that I absolutely love, but I don't necessarily like that genre. It just happens. So I try to be that way too. And you haven't, but I'll be adding it to my TBR. You will not regret that decision. It is such a good, good book. And it's not creepy. It is not creepy. When it comes to books, I'm seriously a type A. I'm almost incapable of reading books out of order. That is actually 100% true. We were both doing a book club together with like on a Facebook group. And in January, we were reading Fellowship of the Ring. So Lord of the Rings, the first one. And then the next month they chose something different. And so my mom was like, I'm not doing this book club anymore because we're not going in order. And she has still yet to move on from that. And in her defense, they have still yet to read the second Lord of the Rings. So yeah, she has a point. Okay, you're from Southern, is that Missouri? I should know this. Man, it's been a while. It's definitely humorous. Southern. Okay, so the main character in this book, the way that she talks about people or like the names that she gives them is absolutely like it is so Southern. It is things that I have heard and people will say almost like as a joke, making fun of anybody in the South. And she uses them, but she uses them correctly. And it's just so funny because it's following like what I think they're like in 6th grade, 5th or 6th grade. But she is just way too smart for her own good and just extremely Southern. And it is such a fun book. I just finished it a couple days ago and I'm still like reeling from the fact that it was such a good book. I did not expect it to be that great because, middle school, it's a hit or miss, but oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. So you just realized I have been using the wrong title the book I was reading. It is called In This Moment, not From This Moment. Tired Mom Brain. I get it, girl. I get that. I feel like I just live in that realm of tired mom brain all the time, which is also why when I use descriptive words, they tend to be the exact same thing for every single book because I just can't think sometimes. That's so funny, though. Okay, Missouri. So, yeah, so we're close to each other. We're close to each other. We're we're right on the Arkansas-Oklahoma border. So we're close. And actually, Cody goes and works up in Bella Vista a lot, which is really close to Missouri. I don't know if you know where that is, but he's right on that border. Yes, I hope my enthusiasm sells it. I try to convince people because I wish I would have listened to more people when they told me to read certain books, but sometimes you really do have to sell it for me. You really do. That's how most of my books, well, not most of them, actually, most of them I bought just because I thought the covers were pretty, which is not how you should always shop for books, but that's how I shop for books. But a lot of my books that I got were because people were just so excited that they had read it and that they actually enjoyed it. Because too often there's a lot of hype, but then the book doesn't actually live up to the hype. So I am always excited whenever someone's genuinely loving theirs. You have a friend in Bella Vista. You went to school in Arkansas. Really? Wow, small world. That's awesome. I actually did not go to school in Arkansas. We didn't move here until I think I was like 25, maybe 24, something like that. I moved to Arkansas. We used to live in Texas. But yeah, my husband works up in Bella Vista most of the time. He is currently working in Oklahoma for a job because he's a lineman, so they move him around. But we are ready for him to be back in Bella Vista, even though that's about a 2-hour drive from here. So every day he drives 2 hours there and 2 hours back. But I mean, he loves it up there. And Bella Vista has an amazing library. If you guys are anywhere close to there, they have a wonderful library. I love their library. But they did just stop using Hoopla. Do any of you guys use like Hoopla or anything along those like Libby or anything like that? I'm obsessed with Hoopla, not so much Libby, and I feel bad saying that, but it's true. But I've had to use Libby way more than usual. Or Everand. I started using Everand. I didn't know about that one until recently. Or we may be soulmates. I do the same thing. Cover buys. Yes. It's hard not to, especially when they just make such pretty books. But what I'm also fascinated with is that, like, I'm sorry, my bookcase is right next to me, so that's what I keep looking at when I'm talking. But a lot of the middle grade books are just so pretty, and I'm shocked that they are. Like, you would think that they'd spend more time on the adult books, but some of these middle grade books are just gorgeous. And you have been to that area. Okay, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. You've always read at least 2 books someone recommends so that I can know if I can trust their recommendation. You know, that is a brilliant way to do things, Laura. I never really put that into consideration, but I think I'm going to, because just because people are really excited about it doesn't necessarily mean it's that great. Well, I hope that I give you some great recommendations that you enjoy so that you can trust me. But you know, everybody's different too. You may absolutely hate every book I read. I don't know. And Hoopla is my life. Yes, I love Hoopla, but Bella Vista is no longer using Hoopla. And that makes me really sad. So this was our last month with it. And it's okay. I literally have 2 other library memberships because I read so much and I use audiobooks so much. You use Libby and Hoopla as well. They are lifesavers. They truly are. It is amazing that we're able to get these things for free, because if you look at like Audible and stuff, they're so expensive. And I don't want to pay that much just for one book a month. It really is what that one comes down to. So, man, it is exactly 10 o'clock on the dot. There's my sweet little baby. You use Hoopla and Libby, but my library also sends books between branches. So there are a lot of options. Austin is a big city. Oh, yeah. So there are too many branches to count. Yes, we're around where we're at. We live close to a place that has They have 4 different branches just in their city, and so they do the same thing. And then we also live so close to another library that we're able to have both library cards, and one is in Oklahoma, and so the one in Oklahoma is all of eastern Oklahoma, which is crazy. And I reserved a book, and it took 2 weeks to come in from one of the branches to the other one. So that was wild. I was not expecting that. I'm very much used to Amazon. So anyways, okay, so since it is now 10 o'clock, does anyone want to try and knock out another decently long reading sprint, or are we wanting to call it a night? I'm pretty much up for whatever. I'm going to be up no matter what because I want to finish this book. So you guys just let me know if y'all just want me to keep this going so y'all can join, or if you're ready for bed, which I don't mind either way. It's just, it is late. We still have people that were talking on Discord trying to guess the guest. It was awesome chatting with y'all. Yes, my body's telling me it's bedtime. All right, well, good night, Sonia, and I will see you in Discord. So thank you for being here. And Mom, you say you're up for another round, and Laura, you're still going to be reading, it seems. So, you know, it might just be the 3 of us, but let's go ahead and just do another one. Why not? That way we can hopefully get another good chunk knocked out. Your local library is a part of a county library system, which is great. Plus, Texas has a couple library systems that allow free cards for all Texas residents. That's awesome. I love Texas. I'm from there, so I have a huge heart for Texas. So, okay, well then we're going to do this. We're going to do another one. We're going to stop at the 45, and then we're going to say our good nights because I know by that point I'm probably going to be pretty tired. So let me get this all set up for you guys, and we will be back on the 45. Welcome back, everyone. Did you guys get the reading done that you wanted to get done? I am so close to being done. I feel like every time I've shown you guys my book, I've had something different being used as a bookmark. Yeah, I have, what is it, like 50 pages left until I'm done. Yep. So I will be finishing this when we're done with these sprints. I'm also getting sleepy. So just let me know how you guys did. And then we're going to sign off and call it a night. It is 10:45 here. My goodness, guys. Oh, you're making headway. You have about 250 pages left. My goodness. But you're a fast reader, so you should, hopefully, if you're going to be reading tomorrow, you might get that done tomorrow, which would be awesome. And man, already almost done with book 11. That's crazy. You read 20 more pages and it's picking up. Well, good. I'm happy to hear that. I hate whenever, I know that some authors like to write books that slog on, but I don't personally love those. They're hard for me. So I'm happy that that one's picking up for you. Are you enjoying it better now that it's picking up? You made dinner, so only read about 45 pages, but almost finished. Only 22 pages to go. So you're going to finish it tonight, right? Maybe early morning or something. I don't know. That's exciting. I'm probably, like I said, going to stay up and finish this, but I'm going to do it off of this because Cody is sleeping next to me and he would probably appreciate me not having all the lights on in the room. So I'll oblige. So I'm going to go ahead and Donna, you totally fell asleep. Yeah, but you also had your cat all snuggled up with you. She sent me a picture of her with her cat snuggled up on her. Made me kind of jealous, even though I'm allergic to cats, so can't have them. Definitely tonight. It's only 8:45 here. Wait, where are you from? It's only 8:45. Well, my goodness. That's crazy to me. I mean, it's just 2 hours, but still, it's crazy. Yes, I'm enjoying it, and I'm going to reward myself with Throne of Glass. Well, there you go. I've never read Throne of Glass, and I don't know anything about it. I'm not sure if it's one that I'll ever get into or not, but a lot of people love it. So if you're excited about that, I'm excited about that for you. Oh, you're in Western Canada. Okay, that makes way more sense. Wow. Well, welcome. Happy you're spending, your afternoon/evening with us. And I'm excited that you're gonna be able to finish your book. You only got 22 pages, and then you'll have to start another book. So that's exciting. But I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night because, like I said, Cody is trying to sleep next to me, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn off some of the lights for him. But thank you guys so much for spending your evening with me. I will be back again. This is probably going to be a normal Tuesday thing. So anytime you guys are free on a Tuesday, come join me. And if you haven't already, sign up for the Mystery and Mayhem. And you're very, very welcome for the sprints. And I hope you guys have a great night. Get some sleep and finish those books. All right. Bye, guys.